Okay, I think we are live. Hello, world! Welcome to another installment of Mr. FLIXTER Show. In this episode, I'm going to review Hard On. Happy Valentine's Day! But before we get to the main event, I got some birthdays I want to talk about, and of course, the weekend box office update. So, let's start the show, shall we? Live from Niagara Falls, it's Mr. FLIXTER Show on Saturday night. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on my video.
He said he was on the verge of a discovery so terrific that he doubted his own sanity. There was a strange look in his eyes, some mystery.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hello, world. I'm Chris Meitzling, aka Mr. FLIXTER. Here to talk motion pictures.
Mr. FLIXTER.
Oh, here I am. I'm back. Okay. So, happy Valentine's Day. To celebrate the holiday, it's kind of been a tradition of mine on the channel to talk about unconventional Valentine's Day movies instead of all the other ones that people are talking about, not your typical romantic movies. So I kind of want to carry on tradition in that respect. But before I do that, there's some birthdays I want to talk about. So let's get to it, shall we? I'm not even sure what to call this segment yet. Let me just share the screen. Still working on a title for it. Oh, wrong one. What was off in the corner? Here we go. Okay. The first birthday is Alan Alda. Here we go. Let's get his picture up. Go away. I'm not sponsored. Here we go. Alan Alda was born January 28th in 1936 in New York, New York. He just turned 90 years old. Wow. Happy birthday, Alan Alda. So let's take a look at his career, shall we? This is always fun, going down memory lane. Oh, not sponsored. Okay, let's see. He's got 73 acting credits. I thought he would have had more. So let's take a gander. Looks like his most recent show is The Four Seasons. That came out last year. And then he was in the Ray Donovan movie in 2022. I heard that was a good show, Ray Donovan. I haven't seen it myself, but he was in 8 episodes from 2018 to 2020. Let's see what else. I heard Marriage Story was really good. I haven't seen it. 2019. Oh, he was in a new version of The Emperor's Newest Clothes. That's cool. 2018. Let's see, what else? I heard Broad City was a good show. 2016. He was in one episode. Birds of Spies is a good movie. 2015. Longest Ride. I haven't seen that, but I heard it's sad. 2015. That's one of those love stories. The Big C was a good show. I forgot he was in that show. 2011 to 2013. He was in 6 episodes. Wanderlust is a good movie. That movie's hilarious. 2012. And then Tower Heist. I forgot about that one. 2011. That's like an ensemble comedy with Ben Stiller. 30 Rock's a good show. I love that show. From 2009 to 2010, he was in 3 episodes. Let's see, what else is there? Scrolling down. Oh, yeah, he was in The West Wing for a while. I never watched that myself, but it was popular. 2004 to 2006. I thought that show was longer. He was in 28 episodes. That might just be the time he was on there. The Aviator. That's a good movie. That's one I got to revisit. I haven't seen that in a long time. I like that one, though. 2004. Let's see. What else has Alan Alda done? Oh, yeah. He was in What Women Want. I forgot about that in 2000. And then he was in 5 episodes of ER in 1999. That's cool. Oh, yeah. He was in Canadian Bacon in 1995. Classic John Candy. Let's see. What else stands out? There's the big one, MASH. He was in 251 episodes. Can you believe it? From 1972 to 1983. Wow. That's one of those classic TV shows. If you haven't seen MASH, I highly recommend you find MASH. Very funny. But it was ahead of its time, too. Let's see, what else is here? He was in something called To Kill a Clown in 1972. Okay, sure. He was in something called The Moonshine War, 1970. Sure, that stood out to me. What else is here? A lot of the stuff I've never heard of. If I'm missing anything, please make me aware in the comments below. Okay, so his first TV show was The Phil Silvers Show in 1958. He was in 1 episode. And his first movie, let's see, that's a TV movie. Let's see, it looks like his first movie was Gone Are the Days in 1963. Awesome. So there are some of the highlights of the career of Alan Alda. Let's get his picture up again. Here we go. Happy 90th birthday, Alan Alda. I can't imagine what it's like living that long. Like, wow.
Changes he would have seen over the years.
The changes he would have seen over the years. Just imagine. So the next birthday I want to talk about is Joe Pesci. Obviously, he's known for Goodfellas and Home Alone. So let's see what else he was in. First. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Here we go. Take a picture of him. Joe Pesci was born February 9th, 1943, in Newark, New Jersey. He just turned 83. That's incredible. So now let's look at his career. Let's see, he's only got 46 acting credits. Wow. I'm very surprised. I thought he would have been in way more. His most recent movie looks like Day of the Fight from 2023. Okay. Then he was in The Irishman from 2019. I'd have to watch that one again. I don't really remember it. Let's see, what else is here? There's the Lethal Weapon movies, of course. Part 4 came out in 1998. He was in Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag in 1997. I remember that. And then Casino was 1995. That was a big one. That was very popular when it came out. We got Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 1992. Oh, wait, I think I missed some stuff. Hold on. No, okay. Oh, okay. Lethal Weapon 3 came out in 1992. Okay. He was also in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. Wow. 1992. That's cool. There's another big one. My Cousin Vinny. Also 92. 92 was a good year for him. Then he was in JFK in 1991. I forgot he was in that movie. That's good. Very good. And then the original Home Alone, of course. And that came out in 1990. Goodfellas. There it is. 1990 as well. Those are probably some of his most iconic roles. And then, of course, Leo's introduction was in Lethal Weapon 2 in 1988. Oh, apparently he was in some Michael Jackson music videos. That's cool. I didn't know that. Let's see, what else is here? He was in Easy Money in 1983. Raging Bull came out in 1980. That's a great boxing movie. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Classic Scorsese. Looks like his first movie was something called The Death Collector in 1976. So Raging Bull was only his second movie at the time. Wow, that's pretty cool. Fascinating. So there are some highlights from Joe Pesci's career. Let's get his picture back up here again. Here we go. Happy birthday, Joe Pesci. All right, I got one more birthday for you. Seth Green. Go away, not sponsored. See his picture up. There we go. Seth Green was born February 8th, 1974 in Overbrook Park, Pennsylvania. He just turned 52. Uh-oh. The page. Okay, now I gotta check the stream. Okay, cool. Any comments yet? No comments. Okay. My screen went black for a second, so that scared me. Okay, we're good. I think we're fine. All right, moving on. Seth Green. Scroll down a little bit more. Okay. Oh, wow. He's got more credits than both those two people. He's got 228 acting credits. Holy crap. Oh, he was in Phineas and Ferb. I didn't know that. From 2012 to 2025, he was in 7 episodes. Of course, he's Chris Griffin in Family Guy. I didn't realize Family Guy was on for so long, 1999 to 2025. He was in 444 episodes. Wow. And then there's Robot Chicken. This is the special, though, that came out last year. I'll get to their original show. He was in The Connor Show for 3 episodes, 2025. I've seen it. It's not bad. He plays Howard the Duck in Marvel What If. That's cool. I forgot about that. From 2021 to 2024, he was in 5 episodes. And he was in That 90s Show as Mitch. That's right. In 2024 for 2 episodes. Oh, he's also in Star Wars, The Bad Batch. I didn't know that. I didn't recognize his voice. From 2021 to 2024, 3 episodes. What else is here? He was Howard the Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in 2023. Great movie. I keep forgetting he's the new Howard the Duck. He's in Weird, the Weird Al Yankovic story from 2022. I still haven't seen that. For some reason, that's really hard to find. I don't have access to it for some reason. But I do want to see it. I love Weird Al. He was in Love, Death, and Robots. I heard that was a good show. 1 episode in 2022. He was in The Simpsons for 2 episodes, 2017 to 2022. There it is, Robot Chicken, 2005 to 2022. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that was on for so long. 226 episodes. What else is here? He was in Black Friday, the horror comedy from 2021. Star Wars Detours. Oh, okay. There's no year for that. Oh, wait, I guess that's... No, it says show. Okay. I'm not sure what that is. I'm kind of surprised. What else is here? Oh, he played Riff Raff in Rocky Horror Picture Show in 2020. I didn't know that. For a live stream? Wow. Okay. He's in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for 1 episode in 2020. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy show. I think that's the animated show. He's Howard the Duck. 6 episodes from 2018 to 2019. He's in Godzilla, King of Monsters in 2019. Okay, I forgot about that. And he's in Shazam, also 2019. Let's see, what else is there? He's in American Dad. 5 episodes between 2005 and 2018. He's in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show from 2014 to 2017 for 70 episodes. Oh, I didn't even realize he played Leonardo in that show. Oh, okay. That was a good show, too. Wow, the things you learn. Just cruising through IMDb. There's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017. There's my Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. That was a funny show. 2017 for 1 episode. Oh, he's in the Call of Duty game. Infinite Warfare. I didn't know that. 2016. That's cool. He's in the Ultimate Spider-Man show for 2 episodes. He was Howard the Duck in the show. That's funny. You must love playing Howard the Duck. Let's see. He's in Ice Age. Oh, and Castle. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Castle's a good show. 2016 for 1 episode. And then Ice Age, The Great Escapade. There must have been a TV special for Easter. 2016. He was in a couple games here. Oh, yeah. Oh, Krampus. Sorry, the game was Ninja Turtles, but Krampus. He plays Lumpy. Okay, that's one of the elves. I didn't know he was in that movie. I love that movie. I reviewed the movie on my channel. If you're interested, check it out. Let's see, what else is here? The original Guardians of the Galaxy. He was Howard the Duck, 2014. Let's see, we got more Marvel stuff, Robot Chicken stuff, Family Guy stuff. What else is there? The Cleveland Show, 4 episodes, 2009 to 2013. He's on a lot more video games than I realized, too. Here's another one, Mass Effect. Oh, Men at Work, that was a good show. That was only on for 1 season, though. 1 episode for that one. Okay, what else is there? He was in How I Met Your Mother for an episode in 2012. Let's see, what else is there? He was in Star Wars Clone Wars from 2009 to 2010, so for 1 season, but still 4 episodes. That's pretty cool. He was in Iron Man 2. Oh, he's just like an Expo fan. Okay, he's just like an extra, I guess. 2010. I didn't even notice that. Let's see, what else is here? He was in My Name is Earl for 1 episode in 2008. That was a good show. He was in Grey's Anatomy for 2 episodes in 2007. Didn't see it, but I know it's a popular show. Oh, he was even in the Weird Al music video. That's hilarious. White and nerdy, of course. He was in an episode of Will and Grace in 2005 when it originally aired for 1 episode. That's cool. And then Be Cool. That's a pretty good movie. 2005. He was on Mad TV for 4 episodes. 2005. Sorry, 2000 to 2005. Greg the Bunny. Oh my God, I remember that show. 2000 to 2004. 13 episodes. Johnny Bravo. 2004. That's awesome. Without a Paddle is a pretty good movie. 2004. Of course, there's That 70s Show. We played Mitch for 5 episodes. 2003 to 2004. And Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. That was a good movie. Highly underrated sequel. That's the live action movies, of course. 2004. He was really good in that one, too. And I loved him in The Italian Job. 2003. I did an episode of my channel about Jason Statham movies, and I mentioned The Italian Job. So if you're interested, you could watch that. You could watch that too. Oh yeah, yeah. He's in the Austin Powers movies. That's right. He was Scott. 2002 was Goldmember. Thank you. He was in Batman Beyond. I didn't know that. For 8 episodes. Wow. 99 to 2001. And then Rat Race. That is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. 2001. If you haven't seen Rat Race, I highly recommend it. It is hilarious. Josie and the Pussycats. That's the live action remake. 2001. Let's see. What else is here? There's another big one. He was Oz in Buffy the Vampire Slayer for 40 episodes. 1997 to 2000. And he reprised his role in an episode of Angel. I forgot about that. There's The Spy Who Shagged Me, Austin Powers 2, 1999. That was big when it came out. Idle Hands, that's a good one. Great horror comedy, highly recommend. 1999. Highly underrated. Well, that's right. He's like a hacker, an enemy of the state. 1998. It's him and Jack Black. They're hilarious together. What else is here? He was on an episode of Drew Carey, 1997, and Sybil, 1998, and Mad About You. He got around. There's the first Austin Powers, 1997. What else is here? He was in Weird Science. Oh, the show. I didn't know there was a Weird Science show. 1994 for 1 episode. Okay, sure. What else? He was in an episode of The X-Files, 1983. That's cool. He was in an episode of Beverly Hills 90210. Really? Wow. 1993. That's cool. He was in Batman the Animated Series. Ooh, that would have been the one I watched when I was a kid in the 90s. That's cool. Yeah, 92 for one episode. Wow, I didn't even know that. And he was a vampire in the original Buffy the Vampire movie? Whoa, I didn't even know that. Holy crap. I did an episode about sinners and I talked about other vampire movies, and Buffy was one of them. So if you want to know about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you can watch my Sinners episode. Let's see what else is here. What else stands out? And again, if I'm missing anything from any of these very talented actors, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so his first show was something called Mr. Merlin in 1981. And his first movie was Billions for Boris from 1984. Cool. And he was in a bunch of after school specials too, it looks like. That's funny. That's how we got to start. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? These are all the people I grew up with. I've always been a fan of Seth Green. Hold on, let's go a little faster. Oh, back to the top. Let's get his picture up again. Oh, too fast. There he is. And yeah, that new Family Guy special is really funny too. He kind of spoofs Hallmark movies. There he is. Happy birthday, Seth Green. Excuse me, I was just getting a drink. Okay, so that concludes the birthday segment. Let's go back. Let's see, where am I? Here I am. Okay, no comments. That's cool. So now, let's get to the weekend box office update. Probably sponsored by no one. Let's share the screen. Corner. Oh, wait. No. Corner. There we go. Okay. Cool. So last week was February 6th to the 8th, 2026. So it looks like Send Help is still dominating the box office. That's the new Sam Raimi picture. I got to see that one. It looks really good. It's got Rachel McAdams, I think. It made another $9 million this week, but it went down 52.6%. Oh, okay. I guess I spoke too soon. Still, it's made $34.8 million for only 2 weeks. That's not bad. For the beginning of the year, you know what they say about movies released in January. I heard it's actually pretty good. Then there's, at number 2 is a new movie. It's called Solo Mio. Sure. It has $7 million. Oh, Angel Studios. Okay. They usually come out with a lot of like religious movies. I think Kim Coates might be in that. Let's just click it and find out. Let's just see what this says. Left heartbroken in Rome after a wedding disaster, a stranded groom finds his ruined honeymoon transformed by a determined local and a few meddling travelers, proving that sometimes heartbreak is only the beginning. Is there a cast here? No cast list. That's okay. This is just box office. Original release? No. No. Okay. That's cool. Okay, let's just go back. That doesn't tell us a whole lot, but judging by Angel Studios, it's some sort of religious movie. And number 3 is The Underdog, Iron Lung. This made $6 million, but it went down 66%, I guess because it's at a limited release. But then again, it's in 2,930 theaters. So I wonder why people aren't going back to see it. But still, it's made $30.8 million. This, of course, is the independent film by the YouTuber Markiplier. I'm looking forward to that. I am a fan of his channel, so I'm curious what he does. Disappointed he wasn't in the Five Nights at Freddy movies, though, considering that's what he covered most of the time on his channel. For those not familiar, he does like a gaming streaming channel, sometimes live, sometimes pre-recorded stuff. But it's fun walkthroughs through different games. But he's got so much coverage through Five Nights at Freddy's. It's surprising that he wasn't in it. Maybe he tried to be, but he couldn't just because like scheduling problems. I don't know the story. Anyways, at number 4, Stray Kids: The Dominate Experience. That made $5 million for its first week. And number 5 is the new Dracula movie. This made $4 million for its first week. This one is directed by the director of The Fifth Element, but I'm sorry, I've seen the previews. It doesn't look very good, but I can't really judge it until I see it myself. What is happening here?
Can be sadly mistaken.
Yeah, previews can be deceiving. So I don't know. I've seen pictures of the guy dressed up as Dracula, and to me, he looks like a fish, and I laughed when I saw him. So maybe I can get through that during the movie. I've heard it's good from critics I trust, so we'll see. Can't judge it fully yet. I think that was the opening weekend. Yeah, this is the opening weekend for it. Good weekend to open, though. For Valentine's Day for a Dracula movie makes sense to me. At number 6, like I said, I love unconventional Valentine's Day movies. Just like I cover a lot of unconventional Christmas movies on my channel too, because everyone's talking about the same old Christmas movies, same old Valentine's Day movies. I want to talk about something different. And number 6, we have Zootopia 2. $4 million. It went down 32%, but it's still going strong. I mean, $414 million domestically. There's nothing to sneeze at. And it's been out for 11 weeks. Kind of surprised it's still in theaters. That's good, though. That just shows how much people love it.
So Romeo has Kevin James and Kim Coates.
Oh, okay. I was just informed that Solo Mio has Kevin James and Kim Coates. So I might check that one out. I like those actors.
I want to see it.
It might not even be a religious movie, but Angel Studios, you never know.
I want to see it.
So at number 7, we have The Strangers Chapter 3, opening weekend for that one. I was very disappointed with the first 2 movies, so hopefully this movie's better. Hopefully there's a point to what they started, but I don't know. I really don't know, man. This is going to be interesting, I guess. It's only made $3 million. I mean, it debuted at number 7. That says a lot right there. And it's in a healthy amount of theaters, 2,565. Isn't that bad? It's first week for Lionsgate, so I don't know. It's not doing too good. Nobody's rushing out to go see it. Nobody's raving about it. I haven't watched any reviews yet or read anything. I'm skeptical. At number 8, we have Avatar: Fire and Ash, dropping 3 spots from last week. That was at number 5. It's at 34.4 million. Ooh, it made just a little under The Strangers. That says a lot too. This has been out for 8 weeks, and it's made $391.5 million. So I kind of thought that would have made more domestically, but we'll look at the worldwide soon, and we'll see. 8 weeks. So I don't know. I didn't see the second one. I'm not really in a rush to see the third one. I'm not even really a fan of the first Avatar. But hey, to each their own. They're popular. Okay, number 9 is Shelter. Dropping 3 spots. It's got $2.4 million. It dropped 55.3%. Ouch. It made $10 million so far. At number 10, we have the infamous Melania movie, dropping 7 spots. It was at number 3 last week. Ooh. It dropped 67.2%. But people are still going out to see this one. Somehow it still made $2.3 million. And it gained 225 theaters. What the hell? I'm hearing nothing but negative things about this movie. I'm not even going to waste my time and watch it. So it's been up for 2 weeks. We'll see if it's back on the list next week. Here's some honorable mentions. The bottom 15. We got Mercy. I've heard negative things about this too. It dropped from number 7 last week. It made $1.8 million. It's made 22.6 so far. That's an Amazon movie, so that'll be streaming soon. Let's see. We got The Housemaid. I saw that one recently. It was okay. It's at number 12. It was at 8 last week. It made another 1.7. It dropped 50.8%. I almost said that wrong. But it still made 123.5 million so far. Not too bad for a low budget thriller movie. I wouldn't really consider it a horror movie. It's more like a thriller. Number 13 is The Moment, going up a few spots. Good for them. 1.6 million, going up 281%. Wow. Oh, that's why, because it like doubled its theaters. Look at that. That's cool. So yeah, good for them. $2.2 million. A24, so that's an independent film. Usually they distribute movies already made independently. Number 14, sorry, it was 9 last week. Mighty Supreme. They made $1.3 million. Ooh, dropping a lot, 53.5%, but it still made $93.2 million. It's been on for 8 weeks. I think this came out around Christmas time. I talked about this movie in my episode last week when I talked about the best movies of 2025. So if you want to see which spot this one earned, you can watch my episode last week. But yes, I loved Marty Supreme. That was so good. And the last honorable mention is Hamnet, dropping 4 spots from last week. It's made $771,000, dropping 50.5%. Ooh, it lost 334 theaters. Ouch. But it's been out for 11 weeks and it's made $21.7 million. I wasn't really a huge fan of Hamnet. I got a written review on Letterboxd if you want to see my thoughts on that. Feel free. So that is the domestic weekend box office update. Let's look at worldwide. Before I do that, let me just check. Stream's still going good. No comments yet. That's cool. Moving on. Almost went to the wrong window. Okay, this is the worldwide box office for this year so far, 2026. It's always interesting to see how much it's making around the world. So, Send Help is actually the #1 movie around the world. Wow, with $58.4 million worldwide. And then number 2 is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I've heard good things. I've heard this is better than the last one. I did review 28 Years Later on my channel, so you can watch that episode if you want to know what I think about that one. I also ranked the 28 trilogy so far, Days and Weeks. Love those movies. But if you want to see the ranking, my review for the new one, watch it. Check it out. Mercy is number 3, $50 million worldwide. Number 4, Return to Silent Hill. Wow, that's kind of surprising. I heard terrible things about this. It's getting horrible reviews. But of course I'm going to watch it because I love Silent Hill. And yes, I'm going to review it eventually on my channel. I'm just not going to see it in theaters. I can't justify that. Not with those reviews. $40.1 million. Sorry, $41.5 million. I can read. Number 5 is Iron Lung, going strong, $40.6 million. I know I'm not trying to sponsor him. I don't know him. I didn't fund the movie or anything. I'm just really interested and invested in what's going on. I've been following his channel for a while. Number 6, Greenland 2, Migration, $39.9 million. Number 7 is Primate. I just saw this one. It made $39.7 million. Sorry, I hesitated there because I almost started talking, but then I realized I'm thinking about reviewing this one on the channel, so I'm just going to keep my opinion to myself for now. But stay tuned for that. Number 8 is Shelter. It made $30.1 million worldwide. Number 9 is the new Wuthering Heights. That made $26.2 million. I'm surprised that wasn't on the top 10. I don't think I mentioned it. I'll take another look in a second. And number 10 is the F1 re-release. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they re-released that. That's awesome. That was a good movie. I talked about that in my best of 2025 movies. So if you want to see where it ranks, check that episode out. I loved F1 though. That was so good. Number 11, rounding out the honorable mentions. Number 11 is Stray Kids, the Dominate Experience. I don't know what that is. Hold on, let's just clip that real quick. Captures the K-pop group sold out perform. Oh, it's a concert movie. Okay, cool. Nothing against concert movies. I just didn't know what that was. It made $20.8 million. I might actually watch that because I like K-pop Demon Hunters. It really got me interested in K-pop music. Number 2, Extra Worst, $16.7 million. I don't know what that is either. 13 is Hypnosismic Division Rap Battle, Rule the Stage, Battle of Pride 2023. Wow, that was a mouthful. $15 million worldwide. 14, Melania actually gets an honorable mention here with $14.7 million. Who is going to watch this movie aside from like diehard Trump supporters? I don't know. Number 5 is Solo Mio. It's made $11.9 million so far around the world. So good. It's been out for, I think this was the first week. Hold on, let me go back. Yes, this was opening weekend.
Okay. They'll be there next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, and then I wanted to check something else too. Wuthering Heights, that's right. That also came out. Unless it technically comes out on Friday. It might not even be out yet on this side of the world. I don't know. Okay. Oh well, moving on. This wraps up the weekend box office update. Here I am. Oh wait, kind of. Here, yeah. Okay, good. Here I am. I'm back. Oh, so let's get to the main event, shall we? Hard Eyes. This movie came out last year, and I did review it for horrorbuzz.com. So if you want to read my article on the website, feel free to check that out. Hard Eyes was directed by Josh Rubin. Hold on, what am I doing? I got to get the poster up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Who wants to stare at my ugly mug?
I do.
Oh, my girlfriend just said I do. She's just off camera here.
Hiding behind the scenes as a movie.
Hiding behind the scenes just like she does every week. Let's see. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Movie poster. I love movie posters. They even selected me a couple of years ago to do the movie poster category for the Oscars by my friends Gory B Movie and Danny Nate. The movie poster. I actually love this poster. It's really cool. It's very ominous. It gives you a sense of what's going on in the movie. Of course, it has the mask with the heart eyes. I like the tagline, "Romance is dead." That's kind of funny. It's catchy. It's clever. Nice combination of the red and the black, but you got the shading. Love it. Great. Oh, and I just noticed the little A inside the little heart inside of the A for the word heart. That's clever. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to school for. I love this stuff. Graphic design. So I look at movie posters very differently now since I started school. It's just fascinating how much it's opened my eyes. So anyways, Hard Eyes is directed by Josh Rubin. It was written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy. It's starring Mason Gooding, Olivia Holt, and Gigi Lombardo. It was made with a budget of $18 million, and it made $33.1 million worldwide. Okay, so I'll be very upfront. I love this movie, and I'll tell you why. But first, Here's the description according to IMDb. When two co-workers have to survive with the hard-eyes killer on Valentine's Day, the two have to find out who it is. Okay, I'm sorry, that is a terrible description. That tells you nothing. So I'll tell you mine, because mine's better. For years, the hard-eyes killer has besieged Valentine's Day by stalking and murdering amorous couples enjoying the holiday festivities. This year, his sights are set on new blood. Which one do you think is better? Leave comments below. So, was this film love at first sight? Of course it was. I love this movie. It's got some issues, but I'll get into that. Actually, I'll just keep it on the poster for now. So I like the way that Josh Rubin kind of combines a serious slasher flick and a screwball rom-com. He seamlessly blends it together so that one doesn't feel like it's outweighing the other one. There is a bit too much slapstick comedy for my liking. You know, it's got hits and misses. Sometimes people like hit their head off stuff, and it's kind of over exaggerated and it goes a little over the top, but it's nothing like eye roll inducing or anything. It's not that bad. It's all part of the fun. It just gets a little too slapsticky. Sometimes it does feel out of place, especially when two people like bend over at the same time and they bonk heads together, like stuff like that. It's kind of silly, but it's all fun. What it does in the script that's really interesting is it takes time to explore multiple unique perspectives on love. This helps establish the character dynamics. I became so infatuated when people were talking about, you know, having these long conversations, like what the people were talking about in their conversations, that when the horror elements happen, it took me by surprise. Like you totally forget that you're watching a horror movie at times because it feels that much like a romantic comedy. It's cool how it does that. Not many movies can make you forget what kind of movie you're watching and then remind you constantly. That's cool. I love how this movie incorporates Valentine's Day too. Like this movie couldn't take place on any other day. Like it really utilizes the holiday to full effect. It's so cool. Like you got Valentine's Day stuff decorated in all the stores. You know, people work in like an office, and the office is all decorated with the Valentine's Day stuff. There's Valentine's Day stuff everywhere. It's a great holiday themed movie. I always love it when horror movies theme themselves around a holiday. And it's been a while since there's been a Valentine's Day one. Yeah, a lot of times when the hard-ass killer strikes without warning, it really is without warning. It's just like, holy crap, he's there. And I hate when horror movies are over reliant on jump scares. But this one doesn't do that. They don't have like those loud musical cues. They use jump scares in atypical ways, which is always refreshing. Like someone's talking, and all of a sudden they open a closet, and the hard-ass killer is standing there. There's no music or anything. She just turns and then reacts to it. It's like, like it's more realistic that way too. I love how the eye-catching set designs and vibrant costumes add a delightful splash of color, juxtaposed with the darker themes of the movie, the whole horror aspect of it all. These highly stylized filmmaking techniques are prevalent immediately in the creative opening chase scene. It takes place inside of a winery. And then right there, immediately it sets the tone too, because it's funny. And then, boom, the slasher aspect starts. I love a good slasher. Love a good chase scene too. Not many horror movies these days have good chase scenes, and it was nice to see this one start on a good note like that. I was very excited after seeing the opening sequence in this movie. But there is a problem with that, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I applaud how brutal this film is too. There's some really creative kills in this one, especially that first one. But the practical gore effects are spectacularly staged. Although there is a little too much CGI, I'm not a big fan of CGI blood. But hey, that's kind of a trend now in modern horror movies. It's not for me, but it doesn't bother some people. I always prefer practical effects. I'm old school like that. But the body count isn't very high. Like, he only kills like 3 or 4 people. So compared to other horror movies, if you're going in for it for the kills and the gore fiends might be disappointed. But I love that mask. Hold on, let's see if I can get a picture of it so you can really see it. They kind of tease it in the poster. But yeah, this mask is so cool. I love how the eyes in the mask have a purpose too. It's not just for the gimmick. They're infrared, so the hard-ass killer can see in the dark. That's clever. I just wish they utilized it more. There's only like one scene, I think, where they use it. That's a good picture. There it is. And that's the scene where he uses it too. But yeah. I like how it has that added layer. It's like that for a reason. And this kind of explains one of my biggest issues with the movie. A lot of times it sets a high bar, but it doesn't always hit that bar. Like the opening scene is clearly the best part, and it has one of the best kills in the movie, but none of the other kills are that creative. And then there's a scene like this, he uses it once, but they don't really optimize that infrared. Like in that scene, it sounds of the lambs at the end when Buffalo Bill is walking right behind Clarice. She has no idea because it's so dark. There's no scenes like that. So there's a lot of times where they could have built up suspense, but they don't. This feels like a missed opportunity. Unfortunately, there's no scenes after like this one or after the opening scene, even like that kill that really hit that level again. So the bar's there, then it kind of misses it. I do like the weapons that he uses too. It's clever. He uses arrows and he's got these little knives with little hearts in it. That's so fun. It just goes along with the theme of how it sticks to the Valentine's Day theme. I, I really do think that more mass killers in movies, especially if you're going over the top like this and you're sticking to a holiday, you should put more creativity into your costume like this and your weapons and your kills for that matter. Like nobody dies getting choked on by like flowers or anything like that. Like there's no Valentine's themed really kills or anything like that. Would have been funny. Or like poison bottles of chocolate, stuff like that. You know, like they could have used that a little bit more, maybe. I just thought that off the top of my head. I didn't write that down. Still, the knives and the arrows are a nice touch because Cupid, right? I thought that was really funny. I do think it's a little too soon to say if this is an iconic horror character or not. Time will tell. We'll see if there's any sequels to this. It'd be interesting where they go, considering where they left off. But I'll keep the spoiler free. I don't want to ruin this movie. This just came out last year and it's now streaming. I think I watched it on Crave in Canada. Another point of contention I have is the script borrows heavily from the quote unquote Scream playbook, if you know what I mean. It tries to wrap everything up in a logical conclusion, but a lot of the characters have this plot armor. They only survive because they have to, because the plot demands it. Like there's a scene. Oh, Get his character's name. Keep wanting to call him Chad, but he's not Chad in this. He was Chad in Scream. So try not to call him Chad. Go back. I forget his character's name. Hold on 1 second. Let me just take a look. Mason Gooding is Jay in this. Okay, cool. Jay and Allie. Those are the two main characters. Let's go back to that poster. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, there's the scene where Jay could have been killed, but the killer doesn't kill him for some reason, and there's no explanation for it. The killer just kind of knocks him down and then walks away to go kill someone else. But you were chasing him for like half the movie. Why didn't you just finish what you started and then go to the next victim? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that bothers me, but minor details. And I thought the killer reveal was unsatisfactory too. I would have preferred not finding out who the killer is, because not a whole lot of movies do that. I know Hellfest did it. I guess they were trying not to copy Hellfest, but sometimes you don't have to know who the killer is. Or like, what if they're like in a factory somewhere, like a food factory, and they get crushed by a giant like vat that falls down, or like a skid full of like soup just crushes them, and we never find out who the killer is. Like, oh, there's a fire and it just gets destroyed, and we can't find the teeth or something. You don't always have this. You don't always have to reveal who the killer is. It kind of adds the boogeyman aspect to it. Because without a proper setup, no matter who the killer is, it's going to be disappointing because it risks the audience feeling cheated. So if we don't set it up properly, you could cheat the audience, or they could feel that way. That's my biggest problem with Scream 5 and 6. They have illogical plot twists that come out of nowhere, and it makes it feel anticlimactic because of it. It makes the difference between a good horror movie and a great horror movie. You really gotta nail that killer reveal like they did in the first Scream. But yeah, Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding effortlessly bounce off of each other with their witty banter. They have such good chemistry. Who knew Gooding was such a charismatic actor too? Like you see it a little bit in his Scream movies, but I had no idea he was so charming. He's really good in this. Similarly, Holt shines more than she did in Totally Killer. I thought she was really funny in that, but again, I didn't know she was so charismatic and she was so charming. And so the two of them pair really well together. You can't fake that kind of chemistry. That type of natural rapport can't really be rehearsed. You know what I mean? And the supporting cast is pretty good too. Aside from Zombardo, there's Michelle Watkins, Jordana Brewster, and Devon Sawa. Those two, Brewster and Sawa, they play the cops. There's a running gag about how their names are Hobbs and Shaw. And they specifically point out that it's it's a reference to that movie. And if you're not familiar, Jordana Brewster was in the Fast and the Furious movie. She plays Dom's sister. So it's just kind of, I thought that was hilarious. I kind of like that gag. But yeah, she plays the cop in this. And she's partners with Devon Sawa. And again, those two they have really good chemistry too. You can tell that, well, it feels like they've been cops for a long time on the force and they've been working together for a while. But yeah, they bring way more life to the film than other actors might have. Like, I'm glad they picked those two actors to play the cops. Because the cops are entirely stupid in this too. Sometimes cops are useless in horror movies. So I'm glad they have a more definitive role. They actually do detective work in this, so it's nice to see that. It's a nice change of pace. Yeah, you don't normally see detective work in a slasher movie. The cops just get killed off. They're useless. I like the soundtrack too. It adds charm to this wild romantic adventure. And it's funny because I didn't mention it before. Hold on, I'll get to the soundtrack in a second. But it's funny because uh, Jay and Allie, they're not a couple in the movie. They're just meeting for the first time and they're work partners. They have to collaborate on this project. But Allie just broke up with her boyfriend and she bumped into him in public when he was on a date with another girl. So she was trying to make him jealous and she kisses Jay. And then that just kind of snowballs the whole thing. Hard Eyes thinks that they're a couple and then they get targeted because of that kiss. And just the premise itself, it's really funny how they set things up. So that's another thing I like that I didn't mention before. That was pretty good. It's not just, oh, they're a couple, they're next in line, blah, blah, blah. There's a reason for it. There's multiple layers going on. And that ties in back to what I was saying before, how it shows different perspectives on love. Some people are the hopeless romantic. Some people are very cynical when it comes to love. There's the single girl that can't find a boyfriend no matter what she does, who feels like she has to settle, that she kind of questions that. There's a lot going on here. I wasn't expecting so much in depth with it. But like I was saying, the soundtrack is really good. There's a deep cut from Outkast that really surprised me. The song is Happy Valentine's Day. I'm not going to play it because copyright, but yeah, it's done by Andre 3000. It was on his CD, The Love Below, which also came out with Speakerbox. But those albums came out like 20 years ago. And to my recollection, I don't think that Valentine's Day song has been used in any other like Valentine's Day movies. So bravo, that's awesome. You've totally surprised me with a song that I've been listening to for all these years, and then all of a sudden you're just going to put it in your movie right off the bat, because they play it during the opening credits, and it really sets the tone for the film. It's awesome. It was a nice surprise. So overall, as you can tell by my semi-glowing review, that it was love at first sight when I saw this movie. Like the dichotomy between screwball rom-coms and slashers is glaringly apparent, and I love the balance. The hysterical dialogue is coupled with extreme brutality so well that it exceeded my expectations. There's a little bit of everything on here. You got something for people who love rom-coms. You got something for people who love slasher films. It's the best of both worlds. This is achieved through innovative direction, sharp writing, and an extraordinary cast. While I do like the motivation for killing the couples, I did find the killer reveal didn't make sense because of logistical issues, kind of like employment records and income factors and lack of a sensible alibi. Because in the beginning, it sets up 3 different like news stories that the Hard Eyes killer has traveled to different cities on Valentine's Day all across the USA. So each year on Valentine's Day, he'll strike and kill as many couples as he can and then go to the next city for the next year. And this isn't just like local news, like it shows nationwide news coverage here. This is the killing spree that's going on across America. So think about it. I'm not going to say who the killer is. Like I said, spoiler free. But when you find out who the killer is, if you think about those 3 things, income, lack of an alibi, and your employment records, it doesn't make sense who the killer is. That's why I thought if you're going to go with that premise, it'd be better if you just didn't find out who it is. Or the Hard Eyes killer was just killed at the end. And we don't know for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason, we don't find out who it is. I think that would have been better. Just because when you do stuff like that, you make it way too overconvoluted. There's too much would have to be involved for it to logically make sense. Kind of like
for a sequel.
They could be prepared for a sequel, but I don't want to say too much, but kind of like in Scream 6. spoilers for Scream 6, but in Scream 6, you find out the cop is the killer. But that doesn't make sense because you have to go through so many like years of like working up to be a detective, to be a cop on the force. So you gotta have transfer records. Like, oh, it doesn't make sense. And then that person just happened to be working on the Ghostface case. Like, come on. The odds of that even happening are just very slim. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying who the killer is, but if you think about the way Scream 6 worked, it's sort of similar to that, but it doesn't make sense. But I do like how they finish the killer off. That is pretty cool. That's all I'll say about that. They do include Valentine's Day that way. I just wish more kills were Valentine's themed. That would have been hilarious. Go more of the over the top comedy route if you're going to do that, especially if your killer has big cartoonish heart eyes like that. But hey, these are just minor gripes. There's so many good things going for this movie that the plot holes and the conclusion don't ruin the film for me. I highly recommend this wickedly funny, entertaining, rewatchable slasher disguised as a rom-com. It sort of reminds me of like Shaun of the Dead or Happy Death Day or Freaky. I'd even go a step further. I can see this being an annual Valentine's Day watch for me, kind of like My Bloody Valentine or Valentine from 2021, which I reviewed the latter on my channel if you're interested. And there's a mid-credit scene, so make sure that you stay tuned for that too. You don't want to miss that. It's actually pretty funny. I like how that wraps things up. So here I am. Wait. Here I am. So my official grade for Hard Eyes is a large popcorn. Have you seen Hard Eyes? What did you think of this rom-com slasher? Leave comments below and we could talk about it. Furthermore, what are your favorite Valentine's Day horror movies? I do like Valentine, but if you want to see more about my thoughts on that, feel free to watch that video. I'll even leave a link below and I'll put like a group together and we'll have all the Valentine's Day videos. So this wraps up this week's episode. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed my review. Leave comments below, thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Valentine's Day. Sorry, wrong movie. On Hard Eyes. Again, this movie came out last year, and I would have reviewed it, but there was too much going on, and I just didn't have time for it. So I'm making time for it now. And again, if you want to read my review, you can see it on horrorbuzz.com. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing next week. I'll figure something out. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. And have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Bye. Let's try that again. So, until next time. I'll see you at the movies. Have a great day. Did you know that I'm a film critic for horrorbuzz.com? You can read my reviews on their website, so I'll leave links below for that too. Come on. Okay, there we go. And remember, roses are red, violets are blue. If you're the love of his knife, Hard Eyes is coming for you. Happy Valentine's Day.